January 14th, 2026. They say New York is a concrete jungle, but at least here, when you scream, someone eventually complains about the noise. On the other side of the world, in the heart of Iran, they're screaming in the thousands, and all we're getting from the big glass towers in Midtown is static. There's a revolution happening on our watch. Millions in the streets, 17 provinces on fire, and rumors of a body count that would make a ghost turn pale. But you turn on the network news, they're talking about the weather or the latest celebrity divorce. It's the ultimate nursery trick. If you don't show the fire, nobody asks who's holding the match.
Bandit, is the internet gone there? I can't find the cat videos from Tehran anymore.
The internet didn't just go, Pudge. They pulled the plug. Total blackout. When a regime turns off the lights, it ain't because they're planning a surprise party. It's because they're planning a funeral for the truth. And our independent media, they're waiting for a permission slip from the same people holding the rifles before they call it what it is. I've been tracking the site. The tracks don't lead to unrest or economic tension. They lead to a fight for the soul of a nation. So, since the suits won't tell you, me and the opossum are going to have to do it ourselves. Let's look at what they're trying to hide.
Taking to the streets in several Iranian cities, chanting anti-regime slogans over the country's worsening economic crisis. The demonstrations come amid rising inflation,
Is that why
with
they
Iran's
uprising?
currency losing
Bullshit meters
half
on
its
hot
value
red.
against the US dollar in 2025, according to the State Statistics Center. The soaring cost of living has also made daily life a struggle for many across the country, with food prices rising by 72% and health and medical items up by 50% from last year. Video captured by protesters on the ground shows a heavy deployment of anti-riot police, and witnesses say tear gas was deployed in some parts of the country's capital, Tehran. Iranian authorities have a history of quashing bouts of unrest with violent security action and mass arrests.
That was CNN. Okay, we are not surprised.
Bandit? CNN?
Okay, next clip.
Today, President Trump reportedly set to be briefed about all U.S. options for a response in Iran as the Islamic State cracks down on anti-government protests. But their fight for freedom falling on deaf ears to the far left here in the United States. Activists,
anti-government protests,
the same ones
no,
who
it's
marched
revolution
to free Palestine while declaring
That's exactly
all eyes
what
on
I was
Gaza
saying.
after Hamas massacre in Israel.
Okay, that was Fox News. A total different approach, but yeah.
Inside Iran, more demonstrations now in the face of this harsh government crackdown. A U.S.-based rights group now says security forces have killed more than 1,800 people. That number, of course, significantly higher than before. CNN cannot independently confirm casualty figures, but we're closely monitoring what...
You see, those are the small jobs CNN uses, unconfirmed. If it was Gaza, they wouldn't need to be confirmed. But over 1,800 dead are just an unrest situation.
Nearly 2,000 people have been killed as the Iran regime cracks down on anti-theocratic demonstrations. Live to Annie Puller in London. Good morning, Annie. The regime is planning to execute a protester today.
Execute?
That's right, Tegan, and there's...
Now listen to that.
The end game is to win. I like winning.
How do you define that in Iran?
Well, let's define it in Venezuela. Let's define it with al-Baghdadi. He was wiped out. And, you know, if they want to have protests, that's one thing. When they start killing thousands of people, and now you're telling me about hanging, we'll see how that works out for them. It's not going to work out good.
Calm? You call an internet blackout calm? That's like saying a man in a muzzle is just a good listener. They're showing you malls while the morgues are stacking bodies like cordwood. This is the Nursery of Nonsense at its finest. If you don't show the blood, it didn't happen, right? Verification. You got Starlink footage of body bags in Karazak and 12,000 empty chairs at dinner tables, and you're waiting for a press release from the people holding the rifles? That's not journalism, that's an accomplice. The trail is covered in lead, and these guys are looking at the clouds. Here's the audit. The mainstream media is treating the Iranian Revolution like a tech glitch. They're waiting for permission to tell the truth while 12,000 patriots paid the ultimate price. But the sign don't lie. The regime is at an impasse, the people have reached their limit, and help, whatever that looks like, is on its way. You catching my trail, or are you waiting for the evening news to give you permission to be outraged? Me and Pudge, we're keeping our eyes on the ground. Keep your powder dry and your wits sharper than a coyote's tooth. I'm Bandit, and this has been the Outlaw's Audit.